Are you ready for some smart, plain talk on politics, Israel, and the law? It's the Andrew Parker Show. Let's roll. Welcome to another episode of the Andrew Parker Show. 8 years and running, radio and podcast over that time period. Go to theandrewparkershow.com to subscribe and follow us. We'd love to have you join the big family of listeners that we have to the show. We talk about politics, Israel, and the law each week, each episode, I should say, and this week, no different. I want to talk for a minute about, take a step back and think about the time that we are living in with Donald J. Trump as the president of the United States. I dare say he is like no other. Love him or hate him, he is like no other. And love him or hate him, and there are those that have vigorous, extreme, strong views as it relates to Donald Trump on both sides of that divide. Loving and hating with equal vigor. But regardless of which side of that divide you are on, you have to admit that this president, A, is not only like no other, but has extraordinary guts, chutzpah. Now, those who don't like him would use different words than that. But you know what I mean. He goes headlong into things that those who don't like him claim are destroying our republic, claim are tearing up, ignoring, undermining our Constitution, claim are treasonous, seditious, that he's a fascist, that he's Adolf Hitler. And those who do love him would say he is saving the republic, in fact. He is saving democracy, the hero of democracy. He is protecting as the number one priority the civilian population in the United States, our country, our citizens. And he is taking action, bold action, to create a prosperous, safe, healthy, constitutionally protected environment for everyone. That's the dichotomy. That's the difference in views. So I just want to cover here in this short episode some of the things he's done for you to reflect on. Because, you know, whether it's a pejorative or a positive, it's amazing what he has done in a fairly short period of time. I'm just going to run through them in no particular order, but big stuff. I mean, it's big stuff. Immigration enforcement, you know, from building the wall that people mocked him over and it's a joke, et cetera, to having protection, immigration officers, border patrol officers, multiples of what we used to have, and shutting down to not just a trickle, but to zero illegal crossings effectively into the United States from millions to zero. The Biden administration saying it couldn't be done, or saying we don't want to do it because these people need us and it's immoral to shut them down. So just let them in. Don't know who they are, but just let them in. Trump said no, that wasn't his policy. Whether you agree with it or not, he has been entirely successful in rendering the mass immigration down to near zero. Deploying the National Guard across the country to crime areas because the liberal left has set up a system that has allowed crime to run rampant. This is in Trump's eyes. So what does he do? He deploys the National Guard. That is gutsy. I mean, that is chutzpah. You know, rather than just talking about it, he is actually doing it. Now, people say, oh, it's a fascist, it's Nazi. It's what the brown shirts being deployed in Nazi Germany in the 30s. That's what they did, and this is the beginning of the takeover of. It is there to protect, and that's what our government's number one priority is: safety and security. So he has done that, using tariffs to level the playing field and creating a weapon that the world is paying attention to. Agree with it or disagree with it, be a free trader or not. Using a weapon like this as a blunt instrument. And we've noticed, he has said a lot in public and he's backed off it. He has claimed, and then at the, a significant percentage of tariff, and then has at the last minute backed off it. But gutsy. I mean, he has used this weapon like no other. Energy, drill, baby, drill. Environmentalists up in arms. He is saying this is a national security issue, and he's trying to do it from an environmentally sound way. Gutsy. Suing top colleges and universities in this country because of the cesspool that they have become, fighting against antisemitism. If they're not going to do it, as president, he's going to do it. I mean, amazing. You don't see that, where the president is going into private institutions and saying, well, the weapon that I have is taking away federal funding from you. If you're okay with that, keep living in your cesspool. Otherwise, clean it up. That's effectively what he's doing. And it's cutting deals, fighting anti-Semitism. There are many other minority groups that we need to protect and fight for, but Jews, more recently, at the point of the spear, the worst attacks of any. And they are effectively accepted over the pond in Europe, as the horrific murder at synagogue on just a few days ago on Yom Kippur underscores. Little was done in response. And what's a wonder that sort of action has occurred when the Europeans make it open season on Jews by rewarding the heinous acts of October 7, recognizing a Palestinian state. It's not just tone deaf. It causes the murder of Jews. It's horrific. More God. And now, a word from our sponsors. A record of success second to none. Parker Daniels Keyboard Law Firm, the numbers tell the story. The last 5 cases our lawyers have brought to trial have resulted in million and multi-million-dollar verdicts for our plaintiff clients and 0 defense verdicts for our defense clients. Put simply, we try cases and we win cases. Hi, I'm Andrew Parker. At Parker Daniels Keyboard, we take our work personally and we go the extra mile. That is why some of the biggest law firms, locally and nationally, send cases to us to handle when they can't. If you have a challenging and critically important business or personal legal dispute that must be favorably resolved, whether regarding a contract matter, a business divorce, a real estate dispute, an employment dispute, a civil rights or defamation matter, plain talk, if it's a big deal, contact us at Parker Daniels Keyboard. Wise counsel, winning results. Go to parkerdk.com. Looking to reduce your tax liability and grow your portfolio? Consider Texas-based Texacoma Resources. They have been delivering results for over 40 years in energy investments. Investors may benefit with strategic advantages like depreciation, depletion, and drilling, but should consult their tax advisors for their specific situation. Call True North Investment at 612-968-3442 to learn more. That's True North Investment, 612-968-3442. Texacoma Energy that works for you. Regarding this peace plan, calling it predictable, he said, quote, no disarmament, keeping Gaza under Palestinian control, and tying hostage release to negotiations. This is, in essence, a rejection of Hamas by Hamas of President Trump's take it or leave it proposal. Now, unfortunately, Trump is starting to soften as it relates to take it or leave it. And that is dangerous because it must be a take it or leave it offer. And what negotiation position does Hamas have anyway? Well, they're holding the hostages, Parker. Yes, they are. And they need to be released and released immediately. You can't give up security of the citizens in the state of Israel due to these hostages, and it's sad. Hamas must be destroyed. And remember, the release of these hostages is coupled with the release of 2,000 Palestinian prisoners, 250 of whom are serving life sentences, which are not handed out swiftly or easily in the state of Israel. Blood on their hands, life sentences. They're all being released. Does that create a peace plan? Is that going to bring about peace in the Middle East? Releasing these savages? The problem that exists right now is that Hamas has shifted to a decentralized structure because they've effectively been destroyed. Smaller units are operating independently. I don't know if Hamas's political negotiators agreed to this 20-point plan, lock, stock, and barrel, without any shift or change, that they could carry it out in any event. Al-Haddad and other senior leaders exercise only limited control over the actual units on the ground. That creates an enormous problem. Gaza City is nearly completely controlled now by the Israelis, but many of these terrorists have moved south to Rafah, etc. Most of the civilians have now evacuated Gaza City, and it is going to be completely depleted. It will be of Hamas terrorists. It will be rebuilt, and Palestinians who wish to come back can do that. And without Hamas involved at all, and without militant Palestinians involved at all, it can be rebuilt, never to again be the launching pad of a terrorist missions against the Jewish state. Sadly, I believe it is going to have to be a fight to the end. That's what I believe. I hope I'm wrong about it, because those who are still fighting against the IDF and are holding the hostages will in all likelihood never give them up, even if the Hamas Qataris, we can call them, sign on the dotted line. I'm Andrew Parker. Thank you for listening. The Andrew Parker Show, sponsored by Parker Daniels Keyboard, premier litigation law firm, downtown Minneapolis. Go to theandrewparkershow.com to subscribe, to follow. Check us out on YouTube and your favorite social media platform. We're across the board. Again, go to the Andrew Parker Show. Send us an email. Get on our email list. Until next time, be kind to your neighbor. For more smart, plain talk, go to theandrewparkershow.com. Learn about all of your listening and viewing options. And remember, all the great things are simple, and many can be expressed in a single word: freedom, justice, honor, duty, mercy, hope. This episode of The Andrew Parker Show is sponsored by Parker Daniels Keyboard and True North Private Investments.
Did your employer make you sign a promissory note when joining the company, and now you want to leave, but you're afraid your firm will pursue you personally for that debt? This is Jesse Keyboard from the law firm Parker Daniels Keyboard. I recently represented a client who had signed such a note, and I was able to get them out of their $500,000 debt to their company, which allowed them the freedom to exit a bad employment situation and enter a much better one. Meeting our clients' objectives is our focus at Parker Daniels Keyboard, and in this regard, we win. Our experienced trial team of lawyers at Parker Daniels Keyboard have secured major victories in state and federal courts across the country and through arbitration. We have the legal expertise in all types of business disputes, labor and employment matters, real estate matters, shareholder disputes, financial transactions, security issues, and appeals. For wise counsel, winning results, contact us at Parker Daniels Keyboard, a premier litigation law firm that provides efficient, aggressive, and innovative solutions to complex legal problems. Wise counsel, winning results. Go to parkerdk.com.
Looking to reduce your tax liability and grow your portfolio? Consider Texas-based Texacoma Resources. They have been delivering results for over 40 years in energy investments. Investors may benefit with strategic advantages like depreciation, depletion, and drilling, but should consult their tax advisors for their specific situation. Call True North Investment at 612-968-3442 to learn more. That's True North Investment, 612-968-3442. Texacoma Energy that works for you.